Emma, Shelby and Jordan, and on the 28th of October 2020 we set out to hike the length of New Zealand on Te Araroa, and this is the gear that we took. Well, kinda. Before we came back home to the UK we had a big clear out of all the stuff that we had kind of wrecked, I guess, doing Te Araroa. It was all very well used, but we don't have all of the stuff now. So I've just swapped it out for things that we do have. We are going to make it work. Also, some of the video clips you will see a gorgeous bright sunny day in summer. We have just got back from the coast to coast and I filmed half this video before that, and now we're back. It's September, it's a little colder, very cloudy, and that's why I got a jumper on. So if you're wondering why the clips are a little different, that is why. Without further ado, let's get on with this gear video. For our tent, we had the two-person Durston X-Mid, which isn't this tent, but there will be more on this one in a different video. Anyway, I really don't have anything bad to say about our tent. We absolutely loved it. It was super spacious, very quick and easy to pitch, and it weighed just under a kilo. So we actually started trail with our 80-litre travelling packs, which looking back now is insane. So we quickly swapped those out in Auckland for some 40 litres, mine being the Montane Trailblazer, which I really enjoyed. It was light, it had the little front strap pocket for the camera. The only downside was that the strap completely snapped in hammer springs, which may or may not have been me overloading it for the Richmonds. Also, shout out to this Kmart bag, which has so far got me through numerous multi-day hikes, Stewart Island and the coast to coast. Anyway, Jordan's bag, the Osprey Talon 42, and as you can see he still has it. It's been patched up a little by Osprey, but all round has been an epic little bag and still is. Our sleeping bags were one of the first things that we bought before trail, and I feel like we probably didn't have a ton of knowledge on what to buy, so we just went for the best eye value and weight that was within our budget, landing us with these beauties. And I actually stayed pretty warm in mine, but Jordan did feel the cold on some nights despite his temperature rating being lower. So whether that's with them being synthetic or us wearing too many layers in them, I'm not too sure, but we'll definitely be using them on a ton more trips. Also, side note, they aren't always this wrinkly. We just haven't had them out in a little while, which does bring me on to the next point. That instead of using the stuff sacks that they came in, we pack them into these Sea to Summit compression bags so we can reduce the size slightly before packing them, which honestly makes quite the difference and I would highly recommend. Sleeping pads, okay. I started off with a self-inflating Sea to Summit pad, which was good, but it was insanely bulky and was taking up way too much space in my pack. So again in Auckland I switched it out for the Xped Air Mat Light 5M, which I honestly really like. I don't think the R value on it is that great, so I definitely wouldn't use it in winter, but it's kept me warm enough up to now and it's pretty lightweight. And for Jordan, he had the Mountain Hardware Aerostat, which he absolutely loved. It packed down pretty small and had a great R rating. The only reason I haven't blown it up is that it recently broke. Some of the baffles have come unstuck, so when we blow it up it basically turns into a big balloon. So before starting Te Araroa, we had never used trekking poles, and mastering our technique took a little trial and error. But now walking without these guys is a mission, and we would not go hiking without them. For water filtration, we used a Sawyer Squeeze Mini, which were honestly great. They did the job. We actually had 2 of them, as they can be pretty time consuming. The only minor downside is that the bags that they come with eventually pop and leak, so we always carried plastic water bottles that fit just fine too. I would strongly suggest investing in a PLB, as New Zealand can be very remote and some areas are pretty sketchy. It would be kind of stupid not to. We got ourselves this Garmin InReach, that way the SOS was not just restricted to New Zealand and can be used as many times as we need, which, touch wood, we have never had to. Our cut kit was just a cheapish one from Bivouac, not this jet boil that you can see, but it did come as a full set with the pocket rocket thing, which was great. We had zero problems with it, never let us down, and we would still be using it if we hadn't just invested in a jet boil. And on that note, always bring a lighter too. We opted for the bigger gas on trail, being two of us, which did still fit inside the cook pot. I also took a mug for my morning coffee, enamel of course, so I could heat it on the stove. This one actually cost me 12 quid, so I'm going to take a good care of her. The one I had for trail was literally just a cheap one from Kmart and it worked just fine. For our head torches, we had the Black Diamond Storm, which we thought were pretty decent until one of our friends on trail had this super powerful one that I cannot remember the name of, but yeah, it showed ours up. So I'd be tempted to go for something maybe a little stronger next time, or at least rechargeable, then we don't have to bother with batteries, which we did carry spares of just in case. We also took an array of waterproof bags that did the job. On trail, we had proper pack liners. On a recent hiking trip, we just used heavy duty bin bags, and honestly, they work just as well. Let's talk pooping. For our little poo kit, we had this lovely collapsible shovel, a Ziploc bag for clean TP, one for dirty, and some hand sanitizer. Our camera of choice was the Canon SX740, an epic little camera that fit perfectly into the front pocket of my bag and served us well. Correction, still serves us well. SD cards for said camera in this very waterproof bag. At the time, I didn't have a waterproof case for my phone and it broke, so would recommend getting something to waterproof it. A power bank to charge all of these things. We picked up the Majorque one, and apart from it taking ages to recharge itself, being 20,000 milliamp hours, it lasts incredibly well at charging everything else. Chargers for everything previously mentioned, headphones wired and wireless, then we can both listen to different things, and an adapter for the relevant country. Bulky but very necessary. What did we wear? Okay, so I took a long sleeve top, a pair of leggings, a short sleeve top, a fleece which I tended to wear mainly at night around camp, a waterproof jacket that actually kept me pretty dry, although we did re-waterproof them in Wellington, a down jacket for those colder days and nights. This one is Jordan's, hence it being slightly too big. I also took a pair of very comfortable shorts and some gloves, all packed into our packing cubes to double as a very comfortable pillow. For shoes, we started the trail in Solomon boots, which lasted us the whole North Island. And then for the south, we switched to trail runners, and we will never look back. We had the Innovate Rocklight 375s, the boys and the girls version, and they lasted us again for the whole of the South Island, just about. For nighttime, I took this little play suit to sleep in and a pair of bed socks. Along with an array of hats, I had a cap and a beanie and this little sun hat that is actually Jordan's, but when he switched to the umbrella, I used this on those very hot days. Speaking of the umbrella, here she is in all of her glory, the Z-Pax Lotus Ultralight Umbrella, weighing in at just 192 grams. She has your back, rain or shine. We also took Crocs, which, as you can see, we are yet to invest in a new pair. But they were so good around camp and river crossings if we could be bothered and didn't want to get our feet wet. We also took sunglasses. Of course, these are Jordan's, which I'm quite clearly rocking. Okay, toiletries. We took a mini shampoo, conditioner and body wash, along with a little bit of skincare, cleanser and moisturiser, and I did also take a hair mask. in a Ziploc bag. Deodorant in a plastic tube, not this glass one. Lip balm, sun cream factor 50, and a diva cup for all you ladies out there. Toothpaste and toothbrushes. Mine was cut in half so that it fit into my toiletry bag, and Jordan's was an electric one, as you do. First aid kit with all the essentials, plasters, paracetamol, also this Savlon spray plaster, which was a godsend. We use this all of the time. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Some multivitamins for the days when we didn't quite get the nutrients we needed. We also took tweezers and a needle and thread. And that is all of the gear that we took on Te Araroa. At least I think it is. It's very likely that I may have missed some things out. But if you do have any questions or anything at all, just let us know in the comments below. And by no means are we gear experts of any sort. But this is just what we used and our experience with it. Obviously, gear is totally personal to you. So on that note, I hope you enjoyed this video. Apologies for how long it's taken to produce. And thank you so much for watching.